Hey guys, so I'm home today. I was actually in Connecticut working this morning. I have my PJ bottoms on, and then I have this top on because I just made a video for my other channel, Give Me the Look. I'm putting the link below. I did make a video on the Let Me School You channel for the Give Me the Look channel, and I posted it on both of them, so you'll see that. But I'm back to my, hey, it's me. This is who I am. And I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about everything. But the love of my life, Manny, my first love when I was like 21, came through yesterday. And he just needed some help with some stuff. He moved to Colombia. He's married with 2 kids. But he came back to New York and he just needed some help because I'm a notary public and, um, blah, blah, blah. So, we sat down and we spoke, and like immediately, he's very intuitive and spiritual, like me. Um, and I didn't really have to say anything. Like, he just walked in my house and he looked around and he's like, oh my God, this place is huge. And I'm like, well, yeah, I need high ceilings and big rooms. Like, why not? I've been here for 13 years, not leaving until I fall in love and get married. Um, but he said something like, he's like, it's a little bit more difficult for you to find somebody because you're an intellectual and you get bored. You're going to get bored with guys really fast. And I explained to him, I was like, it's now March 2020, and I was like, I've only had sex one time in 5 years. And that was only with a family friend because it was someone that I knew and I cared about. And that was it. Like, there's nobody that has stimulated my mind enough to want to give my body to. That's what I mean with the intimacy school. Like, I urge people to do what they like. I don't judge anybody at all. I've seen it, heard it all. Like, everything you could think of, I've heard it. And I give the advice based on the person's personality, and but I'm very conservative with my body. I'm very conservative with my sexuality. That's what I reserve for my man. I don't need the whole world and all these guys to want me. Like, I don't care about that. I just need my guy to love, appreciate me, and know that, like, when you look at all those other girls, like, they shouldn't even hold a candle to me because they're nothing like me. You know what I mean? And you like me, and you chose me because there's something between us. So, I didn't have to say all of that. Like, all I told him was like, I only had sex once in like 5 years. I haven't met anybody that, like, and he said that. He's like, you're an intellectual. He's like, you have so much going for you. He's like, you really are a diamond. He's like, you're 40 years old. You don't have any kids. You've never been married. You don't have any drama. You don't have any exes that are coming back to bother, you or your man when you get in a relationship. Anybody can have a fresh start with you. Like, your dream. He's like, you're smart. You're ambitious. You, what do you say? So you're smart, you're ambitious, and you genuinely care about people. Like, you literally do anything for them and their children. Sorry, it's gonna make me cry. But he was like, just wait. He's like, stop looking, and it's just gonna fall in your lap. And then so I opened my legs, and I was like, it didn't come yet. I didn't do that. I did that in my head. but from his lips to God's ears. So I wanted to talk about that. There's a lot of women out there that are my age and younger. They are smart. They're intellectual. They have everything going for them. Like, they have a great job. They're beautiful. They're smart. They're well spoken. They're fun. They're active. Like, as he was going through my pictures, he's like, you went skydiving? I was like, I love skydiving. Yeah. I'm not going to do it again. I'm not testing God, but I did it, and then we talked about the things that I did and the countries I went to and blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, oh my God. But then I explained to him, I was like, it's because I don't have children. Because if I did have children, that would be different. My ear's ringing. I don't know why. Maybe because I wouldn't have the money or the time to do the things that I wanted to do based on the partner that I have. Because it depends. If you have a partner and you're both making good money, you'll probably be able to do more things. Or even if you're not making good money, but you have a good family unit, like a good village, then you can leave the kids with your family, and then you and your spouse or partner or whatever can go and do these things. You know what I mean? So it just depends on how you look at it and how you perceive it. I know a lot of people use their children as a crutch, sorry. And they make excuses. Oh, we can't go because the kids, they need to sleep. We got to put them to bed at 8. Oh, the kids, oh, the kids, oh, the kids. And I'm like, you know what? Before the kids, there was you two. And you two, from the love that you had, created these children. Now you have to be an example for your children. If you don't ever go out and do anything, your children will probably want to go out and party their brains out because they're usually the opposite of their parents. But right, but it, you know, like you should. I'm not judging. You can do whatever you want. My mom. I'll talk about my situation because I don't want to offend anybody. My mom was always out. She was always out. She was always dancing. She was always having a good time. She always left me with my cousins and my aunts and my uncles. That made me a very well-rounded person. It helped me read people quicker, understand different personalities, get along with different personalities, because everyone in my family is completely different from the person next to them. No two people are like at all. Like at all. Nothing. No one. None of them. So I got along and loved all of my family. Like, you know, when you have a huge Hispanic family, you love them all. So it helped me because that helped me in sales, that helped me in management, that helped me because I could deal with all the different personality types. I'm like, oh, esa es mi prima, you know, like that's my cousin Letty, that's my cousin Zafiro, you know, that's you know, my cousin Alex, like that's my mom, that's my aunt, that's my uncle, you know. So I knew how to deal with them because I saw how my family dealt with each person differently. And in seeing how like my aunts would deal with their brothers and how they would deal with each other's children, it helped to make me a well-rounded person, I think, and to let me see things and understand personality types, and you know, does that make sense? Oh, she's up here. Hi, Mama. I got her a collar, and I've been trying to put it on her this whole time, but I don't think I should. I think I just want to put it on her when she goes outside, in case like somebody finds her or they try to take her, they'll know that she is a kept cat. And look, I got my little bougie, I love it, collar for my baby. I'm gonna put it on her when she falls asleep. She's falling asleep right now. And then, so it's not the coronavirus. Hopefully. I'll let you know if it is. I did a job in Connecticut today, and then I stopped for gas, which I don't like doing. I usually go to the gas stations where they pump the gas for you, but I didn't find any of those in Connecticut. There's only one around the corner from my house. So I ended up pumping my own gas, and yeah, I hand sanitize myself, but I feel like that's the most public thing I did. And then I went to Panera Bread, and I never go to like out of my car into the store to get things. I usually just go through the drive-thru if they have one. But I really love their bacon and spinach souffle. Or quiche. Is it a souffle? I think it said souffle, but to me it felt like a quiche. No, it was a souffle. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. It's cheesy and spinach and big chunks of like hard bacon. Oh, delicious. And then it's like croissant kind of. Oh, forget it, girl. If you guys have that in your area, get it. And then so we were talking about that, and he was telling me everything that I needed to hear to kind of like just, one, make me feel better, but two, it's like I didn't ask for advice, you know what I mean? But he just comes from such a loving place, and all I kept thinking about was like, timing sucks, but life is what it is. Everything happens the way that it's supposed to happen. And then what else? Then I went to the gala event. Well, then I went to the salon. Then I went to the gala event. It was awesome, but like it was half empty. Like half of the vendors didn't come because of the coronavirus thing. So there was like 5, maybe 5. All of the liquor vendors were there. They always come. And I think 5 are the food vendors, but all of the ceviche vendors that normally are there, Like they have like 6 or 7 different ceviche vendors. I love this event. Like, if you guys can go next year, it is phenomenal. It's always like Latin themed. There's always like ceviche and tacos and little tapas and like 15 different vendors that are like giving away, you know, it's all included. And then there's another 15 different vendors that give out liquor, and you know, you could try all the liquor, champagnes, tequila. They had a new tequila. It was called Santera tequila, and I was like, mm-mm. But I wanted to say that because I know there's a lot of people out there that watch this video that might be into that. So there's a tequila called Santera tequila, and my friend, I invited her to come with me as a guest because my aunt had bought 2 tables, and one of the tables was empty because it was for a company, and the whole company just, they said that they're not going to the city, like they're not coming out, and nobody's going to work. Everybody's working from home. So she had an empty table, so she's like, invite all your friends. So I was like, oh, absolutely, I'm inviting all my friends. Yeah. So I did. And one of my friends, Jessica, she came out, and when she saw that, she was like, oh my God, I love it. I was like, okay, she's Puerto Rican, so I just think that's funny. But yeah, so that's out there. And then I came home, and then I woke up in the morning to go assemble furniture for a church in IKEA in Connecticut, which was interesting because it was 2 hours out, and it was right 1 block away from the last job I had in that same town. It's in Litchfield, Connecticut. So it's like, what are the chances that I go to Litchfield, Connecticut, and the 2 jobs that I have in that same town are just 1 block away? So I text my last client, and I'm like, hey, I'm in the area. I just wanted to say hi, see how you're doing. I'm like 1 block away. If you need any help, let me know. But yeah, so now, or she is, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. I was in this, like, it's personal. I don't, yeah, I'm going to shut up. And then check out Give Me the Look. I have a new Facebook? No, I'm on YouTube, right? I have a new YouTube channel called Give Me the Look. I have a website called Give Me the Look. I'm starting my own image consulting business. I will do some of the consulting, but I really just want to promote other consultants, and then, you know, you can have like mobile makeovers, like they'll come to your house and they'll do your hair and your, if you want your hair, your nails, your makeup. They'll go in your closet and style clothes. They'll go personal shopping with you, meaning you don't have to buy anything, but they'll go and tell you what to buy and why, so that you can get the look that you want. Some people, there's something a little off in their look, so they just need a little something to just put it all together and make it a cohesive luxe look, or just to be more casual, because some people are so uppity up that they need help being casual, you know. Yeah. And then there's a lot going on. So the book is still in editing. I haven't published it yet because I wanted to add more stuff to it before it goes into publishing, because I keep getting more ideas. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to put that in the book too. But it is coming. And then, what else? I think that's everything. Oh, we were talking about love. I wanted to talk to you guys about a lot of things. So all of you older women that feel like, when is it going to happen? I can't wait to make a video and be like, it happened, you know? Look! Right, left. This one, right? But, the truth is, I don't want to get married if it's not someone that I can have an intellectual conversation with, that is adventurous and likes to go out and hiking and doing all these adventure activities, because that's what I like to do when I'm healed, because I still have 1 more year of healing before I attempt to do all the stuff I used to do. I don't want it to like mess it up while it's healing and then have to do this all over again and waste more years of my life. So I'm letting my knees and my back and my neck heal before I start getting, you know, going out there and doing anything fun. But in the meantime, I could still do small fun things, you know. But that's like the hardest thing, is like, and he was saying that, he's like, you know, he's like, you're gonna get bored. He's like, the one thing that I tell you, and this is why I'm telling you girls, he's like, when you find a good guy, just don't make him look stupid in front of people, you know. And I was like, I don't do that. And he knows I don't do that. But he was like, I guess he was projecting about maybe some experiences he might have had in the past. And the thing is that my ex is like me. He is exactly like me. I swear God put us together, and then we went separate paths, but we went down the same exact path. The same exact path, but separate. We both did Primerica. We both did Amway. We're both real estate agents. We both had our life insurance. I still have my life insurance, but he had it. You know, like, we both are ambitious. He had a liquor store for 10 years. I didn't, you know, but that was like a family business. And then he closed that down and did like the real estate. He owned a couple of buildings and properties and things like that. And then he's since got rid of them. He moved to, met a girl, fell in love, got married, had kids, moved to Colombia. And now they're living the life because everything is cheaper there. So it's just really interesting. But like, even now when we were talking, it was like, God, we're so much alike, you know? So for all of you people who are young, if you find a good person, stay with them and make it work. Because there's a reason they came into your life. You won't see it until years pass, but sometimes the first person you meet is the right person, and sometimes they're not. You know, so he was telling me that women are far more mature. And he said, don't sleep on the young guys, because the young guys nowadays have more money. They're more responsible. They want to settle down. And the young girls now are not as attractive mentally as the older women. So a lot of me and my friends are all in our 40s, and we're getting hit on by like 20-something-year-old guys. And it's because the 20-something-year-old girls are not as emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually evolved as we are. They're kind of like just having a good time partying and blah, blah, blah. And these guys are like ready to settle down and be serious. And they're just looking for someone to chill with, you know, and build. Now, not to insult the younger generation. There's lots of younger women who are put together and they have everything going. I mean, when you're in your 20s, you're not supposed to know who you are until you're like 30, you know? So it's smart to wait until later. And it was funny because we come from different, we're the same, right? We have somewhat different backgrounds. So I guess him and all his friends got married young. So he's on his second marriage. Him and all his friends got married young and had kids. Me and all my friends, half of them got married young and had a bunch of kids. Some of them have gone through divorces already. And the other half are just like single and we're not doing anything until we find love, you know? But he's like, you know, this other class of people, this other group, I don't want to like, we could talk racially, you know, amongst us, but I'm not going to do this on video. He's like, they have the good idea. He's like, they wait till they're 30, then they get married, then they build a life, and like, that's what you're supposed to do. And then I looked at him and I was like, I don't think that's true, because I think if you find the right person early in life, you hold on to them and you make it work, you know? And then we were talking about cheating, and this is another thing I wanted to talk about. I was like, I don't put up with cheating. You know, he's like, why are you still single? And I was like, because I don't put up with cheating, and I think most of the population does, but doesn't talk about it. And this is what I find out later, like, yeah, somebody cheated and they forgave him and then they move on, you know, but then it doesn't happen again. It just happened that one time. But I don't forgive after that one time. I'm like, bye. You should have known better, you know? Oh, now you know, now you realize that I'm the one you love. Like I can't. I just can't. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. I can't. So he was like, well, in Spain, because I told him I was moving to Spain, he's like, it's interesting because in Spain, everybody has a lover. So they're married, they have kids, they love their partner, but they understand that, like, they have physical needs, and this other person that's giving them the satisfaction of the physical needs doesn't satisfy them emotionally or intellectually. Therefore, they go outside of their relationship to get that physical, but everybody knows it's just physical because everybody's already in a relationship with the person that they know that they want to be with. And I was like, it sounds like you're trying to convince me of something, but it's not going to happen. I was like, you know, this is what I love, is we have all of these conversations, and we only hung out for like an hour and a half, and we spoke about everything, you know, because we don't know when we're going to see each other again. I think the last time we saw each other was like 5 years ago, and before that was 5 years ago. I just showed up on his doorstep, and I was like, and he's like, what are you doing here? And I was like, what happened between us? Like, I was like, I need closure. I need to know what happened. I need to know what went wrong so that going forward, I don't make the same mistakes. And we sat on his stoop and we talked for a while, you know, and then that was it. Like, because that's how I am. Take it or leave it. But that's what he and most of my friends and the people that are in my life, they love about me, because I am so open and honest. I just come right out and say things. And I will show up on your door and be like, what happened? What's going on? You know? Like, I think I have a friend that I haven't spoken to in a while. And I was like, she's 2 hours away. And I had a job near there. And I was like, hey, I'm in the neighborhood. You want to talk? You know, and she's like, you're in the neighborhood? And I'm like, yeah, I'm in the neighborhood. You want to talk? Like, isn't that what you do? Like, that's how I grew up. You just show up at people's houses. Anthony, I said this before, Anthony Maniscalo has a great skit about how, like, when the doorbell would ring, everybody would be like, oh, who's that? And then they'd be like, hey, I was in the neighborhood. I thought I'd stop by. Oh, come in, come in. And then you'd open up the sourly cake and you'd offer them some coffee. Oh, next time we're in the neighborhood, we're going to stop by your place. And he's like, yeah, come over. Because back then you had one phone line. If somebody was on the phone, you couldn't get through. So you would just show up at people's houses and be like, hey, I just thought I'd stop by. And it was normal. Now you show up and people think you're a stalker and there's something wrong with you. And they're like, why are they here? And like, they're looking out the window and they're like, I don't understand. And I'm like, why are you so scared? What happened to socializing? Like, oh my God. So I was grateful for that because like, he's like on the same level as me. He was just like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I was in the neighborhood. I need to know something. Like, what happened? It was just crazy. But yeah. And then we were talking about relationships. Smart brain goes sometimes. And he was talking about how it's okay to cheat as long as you love the person and they love you. But my whole thing is like, there's so many diseases out there. Let me look at this coronavirus thing. I'm not afraid of it or whatever. But there's so many diseases out there that I don't need you bringing anything home to our, to our bed. Into our home. Something that wasn't there, you're going to bring it in because you can't control yourself. Because you don't have discipline. Because you need to have sex with multiple people. I don't need that kind of energy in my life. And I don't need a man with that kind of energy in my life. I would rather be alone, and clearly, I would rather be alone. And I'm okay with that because I know that in a relationship, energy should be reciprocated. So if we're in a relationship, why are you giving all that energy to someone else? I don't get it. But to each his own. I know a lot of swingers, and they're very happy, and they have excellent relationships. Excellent. But that's not me. It's not me. So everybody's different. I'm also an empath, so I feel things more deeply. I know that people absorb the energy of the other person that they sleep with, so you don't know who you're sleeping with. And if you do, then you're still bringing that energy back to me, who I'm going to feel it 10 times more. Like when I was younger, I used to be allergic to guys, meaning they would make out with me and I would get bronchitis. Every guy. And that's how I knew I couldn't date him. I was like, I can't date you because every time I kiss you, I get sick. And that was literally, because I'm so like intuitive and psychic and all that stuff, that was literally my body saying, no, ese hombre no es para ti. No, this man is not for you. I was like, all right. I didn't even have a choice. It was like, I like this guy, but I'm not willing to get sick every time I kiss him. I'm just not. So there's a handful of men that I've met in my life that when I kiss them, I didn't get sick. And I was like, thank God, we can date. Let's do everything. Like, I've been waiting forever. Seriously. So if you're like that, there's nothing wrong with you. Your intuition and your sense of self and who you are, you and your body know yourself so well that it will warn you that this person is not for you. It'll be like, no, I don't know, we're going to give her a sign, a clue, something. So, no te preocupa. You got this. It's 24 minutes. I don't want to go too long. But there's a lot of women out there who are special. And I would love to start a website for those women. I know there's a lot of men in the Midwest that are phenomenal. They're so good. Oh my God. But they don't have anybody, I would like to connect that market. Because the guys are awesome over there. The girls are awesome over here. You know what I mean? And magic. We'll see. We'll see if that comes out maybe in a year or two. But if you guys do it, please give me a kickback because that's a great idea. And I think that's it. No tengo más para decirte. I don't really think there's anything else to say. I mean, I had all these ideas in my car, but I couldn't write them down because I was driving. Yeah, I'm good. If anything comes up, I'll come back and chat with y'all. Bye, guys.